What's going on, everybody? Hope you all enjoyed what I brought you this year. How about I bring you guys some plays? I know that normally we have the pre-recorded videos. Christmas really screwed us this year. And I saw, I forget his name, Jesse Morse, the fantasy football doctor on Twitter, or X, was Xing or tweeting, whatever you want to call it, putting out that it's hard on content creators, it's hard on like the guys, the cameraman, all the people behind the scenes for the football games. That's true. It's really tough. It was really hard. We were not able to all get together. I know Ethan did a Christmas Day episode, so I thought I'd hop on here, try to do maybe answer some questions if we have any that come up, but talk about this Week 17 slate. 914 subs too. So I did talk with the guys. We're going to extend it, the $1 to St. Jude for every new sub that we get. We're going to extend that to New Year's. We did that, I think it was last year too. It's just, when times are really good and we're rolling, we want to keep the good times coming, give to a good cause. So we're going to extend it again. So if you guys hop in, hopefully you hear this first part. Hopefully you're here in the beginning. I'll say it a couple other times throughout the episode, but thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for helping St. Jude, helping us make a difference. Let's talk about this first game, okay? We got the Chargers versus New England. Let's see, New England, 4.5-point home dogs. Over-under set at 42 to 43.5. For this game, it looks like me and Wyatt are both on the Patriots, and Ethan is on the Chargers here. I don't blame Ethan one bit. Chargers are the much better team. And maybe this line is fishy because we just saw the say to never sleep, bro. Never ever sleeps. We're either making toys or we're making parlays. We're making parlays tonight. We're cooking. Chargers, New England. Ethan has taken the better team because, maybe that -4 line has something to do with them keeping it close versus Buffalo. Very, very possible. I just think that line is just really weird. Chargers, much better team. Chargers are the ones that right now, if Denver doesn't want to get, Denver would have to win out. Or if they win one game, they are automatically in the playoffs. If they lose out, then the Bengals are right there, breathing down their neck. Chargers, they get this win that pretty much locks them into the 6th seed. So, Chargers versus New England, they're covering the 4. I went with New England there. I don't hate what Ethan's thinking, though. Don't hate what Ethan's thinking with the Chargers. What I'm seeing right now, 77% of the bets, 89% of the money with the Chargers, too. So, public, they're green, taking the better team with the short line. I just feel like it's weird. It's a weird number. Drake May's been playing really well. I'll take the 11% of the money, which, once again, sharp money is coming in on the Chargers, too. 77% of bets, 89% of money, versus 23% of the bets and 11% of the money, and then only 2% on the money line, which I feel like that number, the money line, is a little off too. It seems a little skewed. 98% of the bets, and the line's only -215. I feel like that line could be bigger. I don't know. Maybe I've just been covering too much UFC and seen these -800, -700 lines like 2-3 times a card. Then you come in here and it's like, okay, Chargers, much better team, need the win. New England's dead in the water. They're dog water. Yeah, it's a weird one. I'm going to be with New England here, but this is probably a stay-away game. Let's talk about this is the game, the main one I want to talk about. You'll see down in the bottom corner there, Bo Nix. This is Denver versus Cincinnati. This is a huge game. So basically, Denver, if they win one, they're in. Cincinnati needs Denver to lose both, and Cincinnati needs to win both. Okay. Well, they needed the Steelers. I believe they needed the Steelers to lose against the Ravens. Maybe they need the Steelers to lose out. I don't think so. I think it's something about, I think that Pittsburgh's locked in, but they're still fighting for the AFC North crown, but they did lose their controlling destiny. But then you're looking at Denver. It's scaring me that the Bengals might sneak in here. because I really think the Bengals could do it. And this next step, Cincinnati versus Denver, they play each other. So these two teams fighting for a playoff spot. This game is going to be a playoff game. It's in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's the 3-point favorites. You're looking at the spread betting percentages, 50-50. It makes sense. That is exactly what this should be. 45% of the money is on Denver, 55% on Cincinnati. So seeing a slight lean to Cincinnati for the sharp money here. Then you're looking at money line, 84% on Cincinnati, 16% on Denver. People are thinking Cincinnati's going to get this one done. And I'm really afraid that they might be right. Because if Denver loses this game, Cincinnati wins. Cincinnati just needs to take care of business, and Denver can't slip up that last game. I forget who they play. I remember maybe it's the Steelers. It was somebody that's not a cakewalk. Looking at who people are on for this one, Ethan and Wyatt are both on Denver. I am on the Bengals here again. I'm really worried that the Bengals are going to slip into the playoffs. But then again, who are the Bengals going to face? They're probably going to face the Bills. Okay, that's going to be a tough game for them. They sneak in, they play the Bills. Now the Chiefs locked up that number 1 seed. Baltimore's right there also at number 3. I don't know if Cincinnati's able to sneak up into that spot, especially if the Chargers do beat New England. I think that they would clinch the 6th seed there. So this is a big fight for the 7th seed. It's going to be interesting. We're either going to have 3 teams from the AFC West or 3 teams from the AFC North. So this is probably the biggest remaining game of the season in the AFC. Next game, we got Arizona versus the Los Angeles Rams. Let's see. That one, -6.5. I have -6.5 Arizona. That is incorrect. I wrote that down wrong. It's -6.5 Los Angeles. So the graphic is wrong on that, but I will remember because that one, it should be -6.5 for the Los Angeles Rams. Divisional game makes me a little nervous when we're starting to get close to a touchdown. Seeing 37% of the bets, 29% of the money for Arizona at the +6.5, 63% of the bets, 71% of the money on the Rams, -6.5. Once here, now we're getting a little higher, -300 money line, 92% of the bets, 96% of the money. I believe I took the Rams here. Ethan and Wyatt both took Arizona. Looking at it now, I think I would switch to Arizona here. I think that's a high number, and I mean Vegas would only pay out 4% at +260, and then 29% at the -110, somewhere around there. I don't know. James Conner getting injured last week kind of gives me a little bit of pause there. Saying a pause. I don't know. I think I would switch to Arizona here. But I did take the Los Angeles Rams on the graphic. They are the better team. Arizona's been playing bad, too. Arizona's been playing real bad. I think they're still in playoff contention. I believe so. But I know for sure the Rams, they're fighting for that number 1 seed. I believe that San Fran got knocked out last week. Me and Ethan will probably have a video about San Francisco coming up here in the not-too-distant future. Arizona can sneak in there, but I just don't think they do. I think Los Angeles gets, Los Angeles gets it done maybe by a field goal. We'll say Arizona sneaks and has a backdoor cover. They get like a touchdown late. Lose by 3 or 4. Somewhere in there. Never get the ball back, so it's not like it's that close. But still, I kind of feel like that could be the way this game goes. That's the way. If you're going to bet the way Vegas wants this game to go, I think that's what we might see happen. That's what they want to see happen. All right, Tennessee versus Jacksonville. If Ethan was here, he would say this is the puke in the mouth game of the week. And then the graphic would play. Because what a horrible game here. 52, well, once again, look at the spread. +1 Jacksonville on DraftKings. +1.5 Tennessee on FanDuel. It's +1 either side. This is just a pick'em game. which is kind of surprising. You look at the money line is it's not that big of a difference. Minus 104 for Tennessee, minus 110 for Jacksonville. You would think Jacksonville is the expected winner here, I would say. 48% of bets on Jacksonville spread, 52% of bets on Tennessee spread, 67% of the money on Tennessee. 50% of money split right down the middle on Tennessee and Jacksonville. Once again, like I said, minus 104, minus 110. Not a huge difference. Vegas isn't going to be giving away too much of this game. Interesting here, though. Under 40, 17% of the bets, 41% of the money. That's a lot. That's a lot of sharp money coming in on the under there. Which, in this game, too, Tennessee versus Jacksonville, I mean, okay, I know their defenses are bad, but so are the offenses. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr., excellent. Calvin Ridley, excellent. But still 40? I don't know. I know they got some players like Tony Pollard, ETN. They got some guys. Can it get done, though? But under 40, 17% of bets and 41% of the money? That's interesting. That is very interesting to me. Let's talk about this next game, huh? Let's talk about Carolina versus Tampa Bay. These are a lot of close games. This is another divisional game. We're seeing about plus 8.5 to 7.5, depending on what book you're looking at. 51% of bets on the Carolina spread. 48% of the bets on Tampa Bay. Sorry, looking at the wrong one there. 46% of the money on Carolina, 54% on Tampa Bay, about a 5% sharp lean on Tampa. Now here we go. Minus 400 money line. 94% of bets, 93% of money on Tampa Bay. And then the over is public. 63% of the bets, 60% of money. This is an interesting one. I mean, Bryce Young's been playing good. And maybe I'm just an idiot, but I did bench Patrick Mahomes. I thought that Steelers matchup was going to be a very difficult matchup. The Steelers defense just didn't come to play. And I started Bryce Young. So I could really, really, really be kicking myself. And I mean, who benches Patrick Mahomes for Bryce Young? Apparently Santa Claus does. I don't know. Plus 8.5 is a lot. A divisional game. These two already went to overtime earlier this year. And Carolina's looked a lot better recently. They did have one blowout loss to Dallas. It was kind of a bad spot for Carolina there. I mean, they'd been kept it close with the Chiefs, kept it close with the Eagles, some of the top teams in the NFL. Then you go in and lay a stinker in Dallas. Now you're going to have this game. Me and Wyatt are on Tampa, and Ethan's on Carolina. And this is my thought process here. Why is the line so high? It's a divisional game. These teams already went to overtime. Arguably, Carolina probably should have won it in regulation. Now they're 8.5-point underdogs. I know they were at home last time, but I don't know. That seems like a lot of points and I know, okay, it's Carolina. We see 8 points up to 14 points on these guys. It seems like they always have these huge spread numbers. This one seems too high, if that makes sense. It seems too high, so you should go with the other side. Go with Tampa. That's what I'm thinking. Once again, the public money here is on Carolina, on the Carolina spread, because I think they said that same thing. They're like, that number is way too high. And it's like, oh, why? Why? All conventional wisdom would say, take Carolina here. I must have been watching too much worse bets, because I sound like Wyatt right now. Just saying, take the ugly bet, but I think that's the way you got to go here. Looking at Indy versus the New York Giants. Indianapolis, minus 400 money line. 7.5 point away favorites. New York Giants, 22% of bets, 29% of the money. So you're seeing a little bit of a sharp lean there. Very public is Indy. Once again, 94%. The bets on the money line, 95% of the money. They're going to get the over-under. They're expecting this to be over the 40.5. 74% of bets, 62% of money. Can this one be ugly? I mean, I feel like I can ask that. Can it be under the 40.5? That would be better for Vegas. Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor were just running them in at will last week. Maybe take a step back. Brian Burns. This New York Giants defense, I just keep waiting, man. They were forcing field goals at an unbelievable rate to start the season, and they just kind of fell apart. But, man, I feel like they can get back there. They're at home. It's going to be cold. 22% of bets, 29% of the money. So we're seeing a sharp lean. You're getting over a touchdown. I have to be on the Giants again. We're all on the Giants for this game. And I know we've all been on the Giants a lot this year. We've had people comment on Instagram about how much we've been on the Giants this year, which is fair. Which is very fair. That has not worked out for us a lot, but this just seems way too much for as bad as Anthony Richardson's been playing this season. Now the one that we got comments about this week, this disgusting game, the Raiders versus New Orleans. Coin flip game. Vegas 1-point favorites. New Orleans 1.5-point dogs at home. Straight 40% of bets on New Orleans, 40% of the money. Whew. Interesting. New Orleans plus 100 money line. Las Vegas minus 115 money line. They're seeing 60% of the bets on Las Vegas at the minus one. Then we have over the other side, see 54% of the bets, 71% of the money on New Orleans. They're saying it's kind of a coin flip game. They're going to take the money line with the better odds. I don't know. This is a tough one. Me and Wyatt are on Vegas. Ethan's on the Saints here. 84% of bets, 60% of the money on the over 37.5. The Saints just got goose-egged by the Green Bay Packers. This is tough. This is a really weird one because the money line and the spread are so close, but then they're so different. Like 60% at the minus one, but then you drop, 13% at the money line? Which it's minus 115 money line. So what does the spread be? Minus 110? It's taking off juice to be 60% versus you can take a plus 1.5, only 40% of people, but then 14% more on the money line. Which, I mean, why wouldn't you do money line if you're doing the plus 1.5? So then they're paying out 71%, get their money back, and then paid out at plus 100. They're keeping 60% of the spread pot, keeping 29% of the money line pot. Oof. They have to pay out 40% of the spread with the Saints. This is a gross one. This was probably another stay away. It's probably another stay away. Because I think here, the side you would want would be just, oh man. Vegas money line? Vegas spread? Vegas minus one? That's ugly. That is an ugly game. And it only got uglier the more I looked into it. All right. Another divisional game. Much better game. New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. Bills are between 9.5, 8.5 point home favorites. Over under at 46.5. 70% of bets are on Buffalo, 74% of the money. Last week I called for the Jets to cover against the Rams, possibly outright win. It didn't happen, I believe, in the fourth quarter with a touchdown. Put the game out of reach. Jets held tough. The Jets held tough against the Rams like I thought they would. In just a bad spot for the Rams. Aaron Rodgers has looked better. 9.5 versus Buffalo, who just was trailing for a large portion of that game to the Patriots because they just came out slow. Now Buffalo can't lock up the number 1 seed. What happens here? I believe Buffalo beat the Ravens. I'm going to look that one up because that is going to be pretty important. Bills schedule. If anybody knows in the chat, please throw it in there. Save me some time. Bills versus Ravens. No, the Ravens beat the Bills 35-10. All right. So Bills are, let's see, 12-3. Ravens 11-5. So technically, I guess it's Ravens. Well, no. 16, 17. Okay. Because the Ravens already played. So the Bills would have to lose out, and the Ravens would have to win their last game to jump the Bills. Okay, but doesn't Buffalo play like New England or something again next week? Be careful with this one also. I am on the Jets here. Am I the only one on the Jets here? No, Ethan's with me on the Jets. Wyatt is on the Bills. If the Ravens if they had beaten the Ravens earlier in the year, or if they had for sure locked up that second seed, I'd say this is a strong play on the Jets. Because at that point, you've got nothing to play for. These next 2 games, you're coasting. If you feel like they're still going to be coasting, just have to win one. Right now, minus 450 money line. 97% of bets, 97% of the money. I think they win. I do think Buffalo wins this game. But it's possible they don't. We're looking at, oh man, especially on DraftKings at 9.5. That's a high number. That is a high number. Which is why we're all on New England against Buffalo last weekend. Easily. That one easily hit. Yeah, I like the Jets here. They're a sharp play too. They'd only pay out the plus 360 at 3% of the pot. Spread 26% of the pot. Wow. And Publix on the under, but Vegas would lean the over here. Aaron Rodgers gets in a shootout with Josh Allen. I like the 9.5 with the Jets here. About Dallas versus Philly. About a 7.5 to 7 point spread, depending on what book you're looking at. 38.5, 39.5 total. Ooh, right now, 16% of bets on the under, but 57% of the money. This is going to be one of those games. This matters a lot about Jalen Hurts. Is Jalen Hurts going to be healthy? Is he going to play? Or is it going to be, oh gosh, not Trubisky. No. Not Bears. Steelers quarterback. I'm blanking on his name right now. Kenny Pickett. Minus 305, Philadelphia Eagles money line. 96% of bets, 86% of the money. Which I kind of get throwing a little bit on the Dallas money line here. Dallas has been playing with, well, okay, yeah, they did put CeeDee Lamb on IR today. I did see that. But still, I mean, Cooper Rush has been in for a while. He's been playing. This is a divisional game. I believe with Philly losing last week, it put Detroit back in charge of their own fate. in the seeding. So 49% of bets on Dallas. So that's a close spread, but then 66% of money. I mean, we're seeing the sharps come in on Dallas. And it's, yeah. Yeah, I'm on Dallas here. Are we all on Dallas? Gotta take off the gloves. The gloves are not helping. Me and Ethan are on Dallas. Wyatt is on Philly. Miami, Cleveland. This was probably one of the hardest ones when I was breaking down my picks. Miami, Cleveland. Because this is just such a nothing game. Cleveland plus 250 money line. Miami minus 300, 93% of bets, 98% of money. 73% of the bets and money on the spread, minus 6.5. Over-under set around 39.5 to 40. Looking like the over, 86% of bets, 79% of the money. I mean, Miami's just sucked this year. Jalen Waddle's been injured. You think Tyreek Hill would step up? Tyreek Hill's been terrible this year. Seems like unless your name's Jonnu Smith or A-Chain, like, you've just not had a good year this year in Miami. But Cleveland's so dead. Cleveland looked so bad against Kansas City back when they played. Me and Wyatt are on Miami. Ethan is on Cleveland. Which, once again, I mean, 2% of the money on Cleveland money line, 27% on the spread. Vegas is 1,000% on Cleveland. That's exactly the team they want. So Ethan is smart, siding with the books there. That's just a gross one. That's just one where I'm like, you know what? I think Miami just can come in and get it done. I just don't know what answers Cleveland's going to have. How about Green Bay versus Minnesota? So, like, we had the huge game in the AFC between Denver and Cincinnati. Now we're going to have Green Bay at Minnesota. Once again, 1.5 to 1 point. Spread either way, depending on what book you're looking at. On Caesars, you can get Green Bay as the underdog. On FanDuel, you can get Minnesota Vikings as the underdog. Close split, 56 to 44% of bets, but 68% of the money coming in on the Packers as underdogs. 35% of bets on the Green Bay money line, 41% on the Green Bay money line as a money percentage. Both minus 108. Both minus 108 according to FanDuel and Caesar. So once again, depending on what sports book you're on, that's interesting right there. They could pay out 41% at the minus 108 and then like the minus 110 or whatever you get for the spread at 68%. Man, that's pretty close either way. So it's like 109% versus 59, 60, 61 versus 91%. Okay. So I guess Vegas would lean Minnesota here. They would rather have Minnesota win. But this is a really close one. I believe we're all on Green Bay here. We're all on Green Bay. Minnesota's been good. And then I know, like, some of the times you've been saying Minnesota's are frauds. I don't know. Do I think they're Super Bowl contenders or I think they're going to win? No. I don't. Do I think that they are one of the best teams in the NFC and deserve to be in the playoffs and have potential to win maybe one or two games? I do, actually. I'm starting to come around on Minnesota. They've been playing really well. But we are all on Green Bay. I just think Green Bay is on a different level. Different level than these guys. Let's talk about Monday night, huh? Monday Night Football. I don't think we covered Washington versus Atlanta, but I am on Washington, and Ethan and Wyatt are on Atlanta. That's a nasty one. I'm just going to skip over that one. Yeah, I might go back and talk about it, but let's see. Detroit versus San Fran. Wow. Minus 178 money line, but we're seeing 90% of bets, 98 99, sorry, not 98. 99% of money on Detroit money line, -3 spread. 87% of bets for Detroit, 96% of money. 57% of bets, 80% of the money on the over. I mean, we're all on Detroit here, but those are scary numbers. Vegas is going to lose 99% of the pot on money line at a -178. And why is that line -178? San Fran's been horrible all year. Detroit has been dealing with injuries, but they're just so much better than San Fran. And then -3 spread, 96% of the bets on Detroit. San Fran doesn't. San Fran's at home, but San Fran doesn't win this game, right? There's no way. There's no way. I don't know. Vegas, if they do, Vegas knows something here. Vegas knows something. 10% of bets, 1% of money. 1% on money line at +154. 4% on the spread, +3.5, 3.5. 50.5 spread. Is it just because like the defense is so beat up on Detroit that they think that that's gonna be like the main difference? That's just weird, man. That's a weird spread. I don't get that one. I don't get that one. Let's check again. I didn't see Atlanta on here. Did I miss them? This is all jacked up because of it's Sunday night, isn't it? God. So I'm using Sports Betting Dime to get this data. I wish they would just have all week 17 then versus the Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night. Okay. Money line, -185 for Washington. They're getting 89% of the bets, 94% of the money. Spread fluctuating between like the 3.5 to 4.5. 71% of money on the Washington spread. Sorry, 71% of bets on Washington spread. 83% of the money. Public's on the over. 71% of the bets, 64% of the money. 47.5. Ethan and Wyatt took the points. Washington coming off a game they probably shouldn't have won. They were getting beaten up pretty good in the beginning. Then Jalen Hurts got injured, and the team just kind of nosedived and really, really started playing bad towards the end. Washington took advantage of it. It's kind of almost like the Chiefs is what I'm thinking of. That like the Chiefs, they get lucky. Like, oh, like the quarterback got hurt, they got lucky. It's like, okay, but you still have to fit. You still have to close it out. You still have to win the game. You still have to get there. Washington could have still easily lost that game, but they had what it took to take advantage of the situation and get the win. Is that just good teams finishing? Is Washington a good team? I don't know. Will they go far in the playoffs? No, I don't think so. This seems like a team that gets knocked out by Minnesota. Kind of how it feels. Washington versus Atlanta. Yeah, so I'm on the public side of Washington. Ethan and Wyatt are on Atlanta. That's the side Vegas wants. 6% of bets at +176. 17% on the spread. Man, yeah, they would love that. Atlanta needs this win bad, too. Atlanta needs this win. They're starting to fall behind, man. And I had Atlanta to win that division, but it looks like it probably will be Tampa Bay again. Right now, my money would be on Tampa Bay to win that division. NFC South's just so bad. Atlanta Falcons is just, I just don't trust Penix, man. I don't. Maybe that's my issue. I feel like the Falcons are dead. I feel like once they bench Cousins, they were just kind of like, all right, well, we're not Like, they kind of seeded the playoffs. You can't pull Cousins, put in Penix, and then expect him to do well and make the playoffs. And then what? You have to play him in the playoffs. You can't put Cousins back in. Just a weird situation in Atlanta. I don't think it's conducive. Washington, once again, too. Dan Quinn, I believe, is the head coach for the Washington Commanders. Got to make sure I say that name right. Make sure this is like a rematch with the old team he was the head coach of. Went to the Super Bowl. The Atlanta Falcons, Dan Quinn. The famous, 25-3, 28-3. Yeah, 28-3 meme against the Patriots. Head coach again, gets to play his old team. Once again, I guess that's more narrative based. I just think Washington's a better team here. I just don't trust Atlanta. Atlanta looks so bad. So bad. They almost lost to the Raiders. They probably should have lost to the Raiders. And that's inexcusable. I mean, that's a bad team that they almost lost to. I think Washington can pull it over on them. I think Washington can win by 14 to 21 points. I think they can. Will they? I don't know. I've got no clue. -3.5 to -4, 4.5. I'm on Washington at all those numbers. But, I mean, taking Atlanta's side, you're siding with the side Vegas wants, and that's always a good idea, too. So, guys, that's going to do it. That's all the games. We got them in. I still want to make sure we got something out. So I'm glad that we got this one out. So I got to take some time off of my slate to come talk to you guys. Bettergreen.com. BETTOR green.com, guys. Check it out. That's where we have our articles. If you would like to check out any of the sports books, I believe we have DraftKings, Rebet, Underdog, Sleeper. You guys are interested in betting on any of those, we do have promo codes for you guys over there on our website. Again, bettergreen.com. Also, if you subscribe to us on YouTube, we're donating $1 to St. Jude to fight childhood illnesses. So make sure you guys do that. This upcoming year, 2025, we're trying to expand bettergreen.com to have more stuff for you guys. So some of our paid programs and stuff, like we have the $5 tier, a $10 tier, and then we're going to start a $60 annual tier. Some of those props, or I don't know what you want to call them, some things that are good about having a premium plan, which once again, nobody has to. We offer them for free because that's the main thing. We want to make sure you guys get content. Almost all of our articles are free. There's only maybe 1-2 a week that are actual premium articles, but you do get those premium articles. So you do get specialized stuff. You will get access to a private Discord where we post our plays. You'll also get access, depending on what thing you're in, is if we have these paid contests, say $5 for a March Madness entry. If you are a paid subscriber to the page, you guys just get free entry. So that's some of the new stuff that we're adding. So some of this stuff, if you're already a premium member, you get to bypass some of this other stuff. You get some preferential treatment, if you want to call it. So we got some cool stuff on the horizon that we're working on. This is a new format. If you see the playoff push, week 17, spread picks and bets, this new cover. We will be doing some more opinion type stuff, more talk show type stuff you see on ESPN. Probably looks very ESPN-y. That was on purpose. But yeah, we want to do more content for you guys. We just think that's going to be something that's going to be kind of fun, kind of different from what we normally do. Not going to be just talking about some picks because, the picks are great, but as soon as the games are over, these videos are they don't matter anymore. All the content's old. The only thing that they're good for is for people clowning on you for stuff you got wrong. But thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you guys would like to subscribe, that'd be great. If there's anything we can do for you guys to provide more content and just be better in general, just please let us know. We would like to make this a great experience for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later. Peace, guys.